Welcome back, everyone. Vetoes are underway for the next ZvZ. ZvZ all the time, every day. Yay! Yeah, those ZvZs really did not look that different. Even though most of them were centered around low-tech units like Lings and Banelings and some Ravagers. It didn't matter. I think it still came down to who had the better micro. And, you know, more health or not, it's how you're gonna split your Lings and all that. If I could beat him in anything, it would be 64. We have already talked about this. We have had discussions. As opposed to talking on stream, he'll continue to engage me in chat. I'm just saying that the N64 was the only game that I actually, or the Super Smash Bros. On N64, is the only one that I've actually practiced. And I used to practice all the time. By the way, we had Crank host us a while ago. Apparently, Wardy also hosted us, I guess after his tournament was done, and Liquid Mana as well, probably when he lost. So I missed all of that because the bot doesn't pick up hosts anymore. Which kind of sucks. But, chat one does, so you guys probably noticed before I did. Do you actually still play Super Smash Bros. On N64 as opposed to the newest one? Fear Dragon.
What's up?
Do you play the N64 version of Super Smash Bros. Still?
Yeah, I do. I legitimately do.
Well, maybe you would
my Z canceling. Yeah. And actually, especially in college, like, which was a few years ago, but like I used to play it almost every single day versus my roommates.
All right, it's possible.
Yeah.
But it would be
and
the
I
one
played
that would be
StarCraft
closest.
64 also. Okay.
I don't care about that. Like, I'm sure I would still beat you in that. But
so apparently, I'm going to be sending. I may have been involved in map fixing just right now.
I was watching.
Map fixing, not match fixing. Map fixing. I told the players I would pay them $5 if they picked a Sun Station, and Elazer picked a Sun Station. So I am sending them both $5 now.
Well,
but is it really that bad if I send money to both of them? It's like I sent money to neither of them.
it's like saying when you say good luck to both players, it means no luck to both. Yeah.
If you paid two players equal amounts of money to throw a match, it's like you didn't pay either of them.
It's like you're a dumb businessman.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, they're ready to go, so enough for the chit-chat. Thank you to Wyneck for the 11-month resub. As well as Zom, I'm on fire for the 7-month resub. Love you guys. Keep doing cool stuff. And another new sub, Elfkin. Thank you very much. Let's get into the game. It's on Dasan Station because someone had to meddle. In the top left as the yellow Zerg, he is a laser.
And his opponent in the bottom right-ish corner of the map, we have the blue Zerg player from Team Liquid. It's TLO. I also want to say, Elazer was telling me before this, he would have picked us on station anyways because he said he really likes this map. But I will say TLO said he specifically didn't veto it because of this, because he wanted to actually pick it.
It's usually the case of one person thinks the other one's gonna do it, so it doesn't surprise me that much, but a laser liking it is a little surprising. TLO's the one that's gonna try and abuse it, though. I think it was a 13 pool. Actually, I didn't catch the exact numbers on these, but it's with gas, so that's pretty committed. And the unfortunate thing about Dasan Station, while you get to the opponent's base faster, so does their Overlord. So even if you go for like the fastest pool possible, like a 12 pool. I think your Overlord can technically still dip in and dip out before the Queen hatches. Pops.
Yeah, I think you're right. Zerglings are going to be coming out, and again, as you were saying, they're going to be able to make their way across the map really quickly. One really interesting thing about this map, though, is because of the center area and the fact that Banelings have a little bit more health, those are just going to be a little more common, I think. If you ever end up getting to a point where you're able to defend, push your opponent back to the choke point, if you position some nice Banelings over there, it's actually a lot harder to take them out because the Banelings are going to be able to survive like a 1 or 2 Zerglings whittling away at them. They can survive 2 extra hits, which is a pretty big deal.
So Elazer's Overlord still managed to see the Lings coming, but the unfortunate news is that it didn't dip in far enough to see the gas. Again, that was still a little up in the air if it would have been able to get away from that, so I'm not even like necessarily like, you know, saying they made a mistake or anything.
Not even mad.
Yeah, right? It does suck that you can't get that confirmation until you see the speed finish or until you see the Banelings morphing in, which it is going to be. Banelings first and foremost for TLO. Maybe he'll get speed after, maybe not. Elazer's going to abandon ship on the hatchery. I don't think he has to abandon it forever, though.
Yeah.
He just sends the drones back home.
I think that's a smart decision. Taking out the Banelings in time would be really difficult, but just defending it in a general sense, I don't think will be as ridiculous. Oh, Banelings getting some okay-ish connections over there. TLO, he doesn't even use the Banelings in the remaining Zerglings. He knows he can clean this up.
I brought up last game that like the micro is really what still highlights good ZvZ, but when you consider early Baneling attacks, it is significant that a Queen might have more trouble against them. Because that's a lot of what's going to be the focus. Like, you actually do not have your own Banelings. You don't have your own speed to run around. You're just relying on Queens to try and focus fire them down. Still didn't change that defense up that drastically, although Elazer did take a good hit or two. And TLO just gets a hatchery lead off of, well, not even, no, he didn't kill hatchery, that's right. So he gets not really much of a lead, just a couple of drones.
Yeah, I feel like with the natural expansion finished up right now for Elazer, he should be able to catch up on that if he decides to. The big difference I would say right now is the fact that TLO has those Banelings, and oh, that's a good Baneling connection again. So he does manage to, I guess, make the situation a little bit better. But he's going for the Roach Warren behind this. Elazer also throwing down his own Roach Warren. It looks like it'll transition away from that early game. And this is, like, I didn't want to watch this on station because of early Ling Baneling aggression, although I did think it was going to be slightly more interesting on this map. I actually wanted to watch it for the late game because I think the late game on this map, we might start to see things like Swarm Host. We might start to see really, really strange and cool things coming out.
It's possible. I think it was Guru who actually went for Swarm Host last time on this map, and I might be mixing him and Elazer up specifically. Well, I was gonna say there's a couple of interesting things happening. Elazer, I feel like he canceled the speed when it was like 20 seconds down and then redid it, because it seems to be going for a long time, but it's gonna be finished now, and he's going for speed and roaches, so he can have a really powerful all-in. TLO, never having gone for speed, means he doesn't have speedlings to back up his reinforcements. He has slowlings on a small map, which can still be okay, but he had an extra 100 to put into, you know, the couple of few drone lead that he had for like a minute there, as well as, you know, a couple more banelings, a couple more roaches. It's going to be a question of, like, who gets the better end of this. But TLO is joining up behind this aggression. It's always so dangerous, though, on Das on Station. The defender's advantage doesn't last very long.
Oh, man. Banelings, surprisingly enough, they do finally last long enough to get the good connection. There's more roaches over here, I think, for TLO. But he is going to get pushed back as the Queen adds a little bit extra damage. And maybe I just suck at counting. Counting is math on stream, right? That counts as math on stream? Counting units?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
I think that counts.
Ravager being made for Elazer. Gonna try and put some pressure on, because TLO has been so aggressive, he hasn't actually had much time to knock down the rocks, and even though he has time now, he's not remembering to.
Yeah, whereas Elazer got on that pretty damn quick. So, this is just gonna continue being annoying.
This is gonna deny a pretty significant amount of mining, and you have to remember also the Corsair Bile, it's a spell, so it does damage and ignores armor. Which, guess what, Larva? They have a lot of armor, with 10 armor, but they only have 25 health, so Corsair Bile will kill the Larva.
Well, the rocks are being run out eventually, and that was just a nice little tiny bit of harassment that TLO also could have tried to do, but with the rocks broken down, his Overlord seeing that didn't bother. The game has really come to a kind of an even state here, as they both got on the gold bases, they both got to evenish drones. TLO's a bit faster of a third, well, actually quite a bit faster of a third base, but is lacking a bit in the army, so I'm actually not even sure where this is going to go. I brought up Hydralisk when we first started thinking about ZvZ and what could be different here. So far nothing's different pacing-wise, just a little bit micro-wise. And here's where we might see something different, like, will Mass Banelings make a play again in mid-game? Will Hydralisk make it into the composition in mid-game again? So far, it doesn't seem like it. Just continuing on with Roach Ravager.
Yeah, I'm worried that we might not get to that point because right now, Elazer does have a pretty significant army supply lead, even though the rest of the supplies are pretty even. TLO comes in with some of the Banelings, but not quite killing any of the Roaches. Has to back up a little bit. Queen's getting involved in the fight, but the drones are being pulled off the line. He's not going to have quite as good of a mining right now, and I really do feel like it did come down a lot to the mining. Having to pull his drones so many times, you lose a lot of minerals mined, and you don't quite have as many resources as you want to make those roaches.
Yeah, despite being up like 2 drones wherever he was at, he just wasn't mining as well. And that all contributed to the army supply. GG.
Elazer takes game number 1 on Dasan Station. His pick on Dasan Station worked out quite well.
Yeah, it did. What is the next map? You know?
I said it like ages ago. Hold on. Dasan first, Frozen Temple second, and King Sejong Station third.
I was gonna say Olivia just invaded.
Wait. TLO said he vetoed King Sejong Station. Galactic Process is third.
Alright, if we get there.
Cool. Let's see. Frozen Temple. Yeah, I feel like this is just another one of those maps that I feel like it can still see a lot of that early Zergling Baneling aggression. They'll just like lead into more Roach aggression. It's not like I think the maps that I'm really would have looked forward to was Apotheosis. If we saw like a ZvZ on Apotheosis, the maps are so big and there's going to be so much better of a defender's advantage for whoever is defending, that I could see it being one of those situations where you're a little bit more hesitant to just straight up attack into your opponent early on, and instead you opt to go for late game play. You try and go into more tech, and that's when you start to see players get a little bit more clever.
On a lot of the bigger maps, so like Apotheosis, I mean, you're seeing a lot more, not like, okay, it's a big map, let's defend, but a lot more like, okay, it's a big map, so we should just really focus on speedy lings. Of course, that's a lot because we've been casting the same Zergs over and over again, but Nerchio, Snoots, even True, of course, I guess, always loves lings. All have been going a lot of lings. But Frozen Temple is still a small map. Still one of the smallest maps. I think it's actually only bigger than Dasan, isn't it?
It is... Yeah, I think that sounds pretty accurate.
Because it's the only other one that would be close to be Galactic Process, and I
in
think
the map pool.
That's bigger. Yeah,
the Galactic Process actually has a pretty long walk distance just because of all the ramps and everything you have to go through. It's like
exactly.
Topsy-turvy.
Topsy-turvy. Alright, in the bottom right as the yellow Zerg, he is Elazer.
And in the top left, we have Team Liquid's TLO, blue Zerg player.
Never really pull this game.
No, no early pull. That is the correct statement. I really do wonder, like, if... I know ZvZ has, like, for a while was getting to that point where it was more than just Roach versus Roach action, but I do feel like that's pretty much all we've really seen today from the ZvZs. And I'm wondering if that has anything to do with the changes, or if we're just getting one of those, like, one of those days where all those ZvZs we happen to see are just Roach versus Roach. They don't get to the late game. Because you were talking about even before, we've been seeing more of, like, Ultralist play and, like, all kinds of other weird, crazy stuff happen in the super late stages of ZvZ lately.
Yeah, a lot of mass Ultralist play, and it's talking about the Ling play too. I think it has to do with the players more so than it is the balance mod here.
Yeah.
Unless...
Do you think that they're being a little bit more aggressive on Baneling stuff because of the change?
As they say, like, +1 melee has really been popular would that change because the baneling's different? I don't think so. Like, it was never about killing a baneling with that +1 melee. It was about winning the lane war after.
But I mean, I feel like Carapace would just should be better, right? Because it would be not only the baneling surviving another like 2 baneling hits, it's also about Zergling surviving the baneling hit. So you get 2 of those major benefits in the Ling baneling war.
I don't know, like, I want to think about it more, but I also don't want to do math in my head. Like, I'm pretty sure the Ling upgrades aren't going to affect this new development of, like, the banelings being a little healthier. They're literally having more health. But it could be a reason why the Lings aren't being used here. I doubt, like, anyone... The Zerg players that have gotten this far are not the type to sit and play the mod all day. They're still participating in other tournaments and whatnot, so I don't think they put that much thought into a ZvZ in this mod. And also just, again, like, I think it might just be the players going for...
I agree.
More typical
I
styles.
think that's probably more likely.
Yeah. We do have a very fast layer from TLO, which can be quite risky on Frozen Temple sometimes. Like, this is super fast layer. This is before, without speed, you know, like he has 100 gas. But the one thing about Frozen Temple is that you do have an easy wall off, despite how short the distance is. Because you went for it so early, and because it could be scouted and Elazer sending Lings over, even if you have the full wall, it's not very healthy. So, banelings or not, this could go down. You know, maybe not the evolution chamber, but maybe the Roach Warren, which is going to target right here, and it can't be transfused until it's done, so...
And this is going to be a big difference from the match that we had of Guru versus Elazer, where the Roach Warren was able to get out a couple of roaches, but, you know, even if it goes down, it's not the worst thing in the world. This is actually becoming a huge problem. Even forget about roaches coming out. He's literally losing every single unit he has, and Elazer was already up 1-0.
Yeah, I think this might just be game, because he's coming out with slow links too, so they're just going to be run around and surrounded and killed. Elazer still is on less drones, though, so if TLO can push us back, nope. GG.
And Elazer takes out the Professor of Zerg.
Yeah. That's going to take us into the grand finals. Of course, another ZvZ between Elazer and Guru. Not seeing too much difference in this matchup, which is a little unfortunate. There's always next map tournament. Have a Protoss or something in the finals.
Now you too can enter for the next Matcherino Cup and try to knock out some of these Zerg players so that we'll have maybe more Terran or Protoss players later.
Yeah, that is literally your one job.
Just everybody enter in, and if you hit a Zerg, you just all in. Just think of an all in. Think of something stupid that nobody would have thought of.
Yeah. Well, we need to do vetoes and whatnot, so we're going to take a 2-minute break. See you guys soon.